Hey guys. In my first heat treating video, I was confused about my blades becoming magnetic. It seems like that magnetism is now gone. If heat treating does make them magnetic, I don't think I'll need any special equipment to demagnetize them. I just need to wait or mess with them a bit, I guess. I got my handle blanks I ordered from the water jet cutter. I got enough for 8 Baliscissors. I don't yet have a fixture for these handles. I've been thinking a lot about what kind of fixtures I want for the real production of the scissors. I want fixtures that are simple to design, make, and set up. So, I got a Pierson pallet. This will give me the ability to quickly and accurately switch between pallets of densely packed parts. I tried to set it up as accurately as I could. It needs to be hooked up to an air supply, but you only need air when switching pallets. Then I can place the pallet on the base and press the button which cuts off air to the air supply. The pallet is held in place because a spring pushes these balls into a groove on the pallet. When air is allowed to flow to the pallet, it releases the spring pressure on the balls, allowing the pallet to be removed. Which to me felt more mistake-proof than a vacuum or torque wrench based design. I set my XYZ0 to this pad and pin, which means I don't have to relocate my work coordinate system when I change what parts I'm working on. This setup shouldn't have to change for a long time, unless you put everything in the wrong spot and your machine can't reach one end of the pallet. Let's try again, and this time really make sure I have room. At first I was a little confused whether I should use the pin and pad for XYZ, or if I should create my own datum at the top of the pallet, or both. I was unsure of the accuracy of the pallets until I realized they are machined in such a way that regardless of the stock size, from where they sit on the pads, it's always 1 1/4 inches. I did a sanity check with a tool in the machine. Looks correct. 1.25 is the top of the pallet. Now I can start cutting into the pallet. At first, the blanks don't fit. But that's good, because I can rerun the contours until it's just right. Then, I drill and tap some holes for pit bolt clamps. Start by facing the part. For some reason I clamp both, but I'm just starting with one to make sure everything works. Next, I do the chamfers. The slots being pre-cut will save a lot of time. After drilling some holes, and cutting the shallow pockets for the washers, I do finish the walls of the slots. I need a smaller end mill for the last slot. I decided to do the chamfers first because I was still nervous about how much material I had to cut with the 16th inch end mill. I had some trouble with the special pin holes. I wanted to make them more accurate than ever before. I noticed that my test pin didn't fit, even though I had gotten the round sections to the correct size. I could enlarge the hole for my pin to fit, but if I do, then in Bally mode it'd be too loose. So I tried making a custom toolpath to ensure the tool didn't recut the round section, but my pins still didn't fit. So I made another sketch. This one, I purposefully overcut the lobe area, but avoid the round pin area. It still didn't fit, so I tried expanding the sketch. Tried again, and again, and again. I tried to be careful, but by the time the pin fit, the round section was loose. I'll need to try something different on the next one. This meant op 1 was done, so I could move on to op 2. I cut a very similar shape, but slightly smaller to match the outside contour I cut. Here's where I make a big mistake.
Or you see someone that you know and they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Remember I said I was unsure whether to put Z at the pin or make my own datum? Well, I guess I forgot to change one of my work coordinate systems to the pin after I made my decision. I always check distance to go, but that doesn't mean my brain always works. But the fixture is okay. Op 2, I do an adaptive toolpath to remove most of the material. I make some pockets for screws, and I add a radius to a couple corners. Here's a better look at how it looks after op 2. Op 3. I learned from my last fixture to leave material to support the washer pocket. I'm cutting these larger valleys for reasons I'll explain in a moment. I also pressed in some dowels to position things correctly. It was a little finicky. I'm still not sure the best way to do it. Maybe longer dowels would have helped. First thing I do in op 3 is the outside contour. I could have done it in op 1, but I thought this would avoid marks from the pit bolts. Here's where it gets weird. I wanted to do the same operations that worked for my last handles, but I also wanted to try making handles without scales, after I already ordered the parts from the water jet cutter. I also decided that I wanted to change the handle slightly so I could try using a giant radius tool and not have to spend a bunch of time surfacing. So I'm gonna have to mill into this screw. The tool is 5/8 inch diameter and I try to avoid going over a quarter in the Tormach. Let's see how it goes. Alright, nothing blew up. It only hits the screw a little. I probably could do this version of the handles in 2 ops. Next, I did the top chamfers. And I should have added a cutout for me to grab it and be able to take it off the fixture. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think of the no scale design? Here, you can see the pin is quite tight, but then there's quite a bit of play when in the round section. It's only a couple thou difference. It wouldn't be as bad if it was assembled with the blades and other handle pieces, but I feel like it should still be better. I ran a second handle. And after getting the round pin section correct, I tried another sketch, trying to only loosen the areas where I thought the lobes might be catching. Again, I ended up with the pin able to go through, but that made the round section loose. But I had a bigger problem. My toolpath didn't cut all the way around the part for some reason. I swept in the alignment pin. 32 thou. My X is off by 32 thou. What probably happened is when I crashed the machine tried to move an X, thought it was, but really was stuck in place. So the machine lost its position relative to home. I should have rehomed the machine and checked things after the crash. What's really bad is I machined the area for op 3 in that incorrect workspace. I can tell because this wall thickness is off by the same amount. So what I'll have to do is try to preserve the incorrect workspace for op 3 and refind X, Y, and Z for a new workspace for op 1 and 2. I tried making another handle. This time, I was able to cut all the way around the blank. I had another idea for the pinholes. I decided to try using a reamer. If I could use the reamer for the round section to ensure it's round and accurate, then I could make tool paths for the lobes and adjust tool wear however I want, and it wouldn't affect the round section. It didn't seem to work. I decided to take a break for the holidays. When I got back, I decided to try making 2 handles at a time. I used the same sketch I used to rotate the second fixture pocket to create a second set of tool paths. Now I've got 4 good handles. Well, decent handles. I still want to try to improve my tolerances in these holes, but I'm worried I'll have to change the design of the pins, which might mean using even more delicate tools. There might be other options, or maybe I'm hitting the limits of what the Tormach's capable of. I think I need to accept that the alpha version of the Baliscissors will be worse than the beta, and that'll be worse than version 1. But that doesn't mean the people who get Baliscissors won't enjoy them. So I'm going to do the best I can to finish this pair of Baliscissors, and face my fears and get them in a different set of hands than mine. So, till next time, see ya.